Before I learned to live in the present moment, I was good at, you could say I was even a master of state, visualization, and I still am, by the way. I mean, you see, my attention just somehow went there naturally and I started focusing and creating reality. I remember I just pictured in my head already having something. I mean, obviously I had to learn first. Now, I can explain this exhaustively. For me, it is all very specific. I have already verified with certain experiences that it is all one without a doubt. First, I understood with my mind that it is. I knew it quite firmly, in fact. I studied a lot about unity, so I understood with my mind. I tried to comprehend this concept as much as possible. And then I started creating, pictured having 1 million followers. On TikTok, I mean on Instagram, and 1 million followers on TikTok. I had 5,000 followers or something like that on Instagram then, and around 25K on TikTok. And I just looked at them and knew that I had it. That's it, I looked at these images and knew that I had it. Before I was looking at images showing that I had 5,000, 25,000, preventing me from knowing. I made new images and looked at them. Then I went and bought money. You know, these packs of dollars, brought them home, looked at them, and knew that I had money. I just observed and knew that I had it. That's it, then I just sat. And it began to happen naturally like this. I sat and always focused my attention on the present moment. This is the thing you have to truly realize. There's no other way. Realize that it is all one and it is all now. But without the word now, actually. Not even now, it's just... You can only realize this by simply seeing that it is here. It's all here. That's all there is. Only this is real. Only this exists. You are always in the past and the future. The only existing thing is the now, and it's the only thing that existed throughout your life in every experience. There is no past or future. It's all in your mind. The past and the future are the movement of objects in space. The mind called this past and future, trying to point it out somehow, give some description. Not being in the description. It's like to rely on descriptions of food, instead of actually tasting it yourself. And live in this illusion. All of humanity lives like this. The knowledge that there is the past, the future, and the present time has confused all of humanity. And you can easily verify this from your own experience. If you can just honestly answer yourself whether there was anything else besides what exists now in your direct experience, then you will see that throughout all the time you have lived, there was only this. It has no names. It is not past, future, or present. It is simply something happening, and everything is it. So, the past, the future, all of this is just movement, but the mind named all of this. Some phenomena that it found, all kinds of connections with something and all that. And this confused everyone. It led everyone away from the only thing each has, which is this moment. It diverted the mind, and everyone's lost themselves. They search for themselves somewhere sometime, but not here and now in the present moment. And you just have to start seeing this. You must leave all the information that has been shoved into you and look for yourself what the past, future, and present is, where it is specifically, and you'll see that it's only here, on the phone, in some numbers. But in reality, you'll walk around and see no past, future, or present. You will only see the unchanging. Through experience, and then you need to deeply understand what this means, and these so-called spells must dissipate soon. What I mean by spells is the information that's been shoved into people regarding the past, and you shifted responsibility and just believed it. You live in a concept of time just because you were told to do so. And that's it, you're like, okay, so there is time. And there's a ton of stuff that you just blindly believe like that while you have direct experience right in front of you. Try to see for yourself how things are. Let's just say you'll be surprised. This deception has gone so far that even seeing what happens right in front of them, people continue to live in the delusions imposed on them. This is Such a human tragedy. They cannot change. I don't know how to explain, they're just like... There's this video circulating on the internet that shows an elephant who was tied to a pole with a rope. It walked around for 20 years, then they took off the rope, but it still felt like it stuck in the loop. It felt like it remained trapped even though it was already free. And it's always been free, at least conditionally. And in the case of people, they have always been free, but they feel trapped. They are even afraid of being free at this point, even if you show them what the truth is. They look, end up stunned, catch an insight for an instant, and then continue doing what they did. For real. So yeah, as soon as you realize that everything is one and it is now, you will see that this very direction of I want. It's just, how do I say it? It's the same thing. You can throw it away along with time. So you don't need to want anything, it's unnecessary. Better just forget that it exists. The word want, everything is now. Everything is the same thing. Accordingly, everything is now. And this is actually the simplest idea to ever exist. I mean, this is very simple knowledge. But because people live through the mind all their lives, they are used to complicating everything and all that. So they need to have it hard, they need to achieve, they need to run, and so on. You are God. Seriously, how can you achieve yourself? Just think about this for a moment. Don't you see at all how this happened? What happens before this matter shifts? State of mind, thought, decision, action. You need to see the chain of thought before something changes in space or any movement occurs. It happens unconsciously and very rapidly. You have to realize that everything that's happening within you is the same as what surrounds you. It is inseparable from you. It is you. You are observing yourself. What is happening in your life right now is determined by how you perceive yourself in the space. More precisely, yourself, because you and the space are inseparable. What is happening within you? If you are angry or offended, you think that people are thieves who are only doing bad things. Then you are creating all of this and it exists in your world. If in your world there is big and small, right and good and so on, then it will all exist and you will see it. If there are wars in your world, you'll know them. Especially now, people simply cannot process information. Previously, in the era when there was no internet, a person always lived in the specific moment. They walked around and a lot was happening in the world. They simply didn't know about it. They only knew what was happening in their village and in the closest surroundings at most. There wasn't so much information, and now there is such a huge amount of it that it tears us apart. People simply can't cope with such amounts of it. They look at all of this, and it becomes their world. And what do they like to talk about, especially, say, if they grow up somewhere in the CIS, although it is the same in other places? What do they talk about there? What occupies their minds? Who hit whom, and who deceived whom, and all this other stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Who put whom in jail, and so on. So their world is like this. And everyone who grew up there listened to this since childhood. I was told all this as well. So since childhood you are taught that the world is dangerous. And this information is everywhere. You look at this, and you believe in it. And you believe that nothing in life comes easily. And there's always this series of phrases. And that's it. And you, by virtue of your absoluteness, by paying attention to all this, you come to know it. And you just need to realize how it happens. You just need to realize that all your life right now is just your perception. It is what you perceive it as. It's your knowledge of what life is. But life is not like that. All the people in the world live differently. And still, all of them, regardless of where they live, somehow lead different lives. Everyone lives the way they perceive this world. Each person on the planet lives as they perceive this world. Can you deeply understand this piece of knowledge? And stop looking around you and stop perceiving the world at all. Stop clinging to it, to your perception of the world. Replace your perception of the world. Learn to perceive the world differently. If you thought that everything is obtained with difficulty through hellish labor, forget that knowledge. Know that everything comes easily. It all starts with this. It all starts with this simple thought. And don't set any expectations. Just let it all become easy within you. Let this world become easy within you. Heal yourself, become joyful, become healthy. They say if you eat this, you will get sick and all this. This just indicates how much knowledge they have. That's not it. Simply learn to observe yourself, because you are already formed in a certain way anyway. Let's say even I speak in a certain way right now, and it's based on my previous experience. And I still remember how it used to be for me. When I was in a lot of debt and dealing with a bunch of problems and so on, I just observed myself. At some point I saw that I was kinda, I was not confident, right? But I thought, no, I am. I was just sitting and thinking this. I would say I can't, then think, no, I can. If something didn't work, I'd think it worked. I'd forget about what I want and focus on what I have. And every time I just observed myself like this. If I manifested in a certain way, I wouldn't care. How else can I manifest? But actually, how can I? How else can I perceive this? Remember, problems, pain, and suffering exist at the same time as solutions, opportunities, and joy. All this happens simultaneously. In every point, in every situation, in every person. Yes, you saw problems there, but now there is a solution and an opportunity. But for them to manifest before you, you must redirect your attention there. You have to simply redirect the attention inside of you to the knowledge of this solution and opportunity. You just can't see it yet. And you just keep believing that there is a solution and opportunities. You know they are out there. And you hold this feeling whether it's for 2 days or a week. You keep holding attention on the fact that there are solutions and opportunities. And they will begin to manifest before you. You start to see them. You see problems only because you give them attention. Imagine a room. There's a trash can, flowers, children playing, someone yelling. And you look at the trash can and at how someone is yelling. But there's a lot more happening there. But your attention is on the trash can and how someone is yelling. And you just need honesty here. It's all you really need in life. Total exhaustive honesty before yourself. And then you will start to see where your attention is, why it is there, where else it can be. You will start to see all of this. Okay, cool, no big deal. Yes, I looked there, good, no problem. What else is here? And you bring your attention out. And then you begin to see the whole picture. All that's happening. You can direct it, focus it specifically on the possibilities and on the solutions. And they will manifest before you. But before anything at all manifests before you, it must first happen within you. How does it manifest before you? You automatically look for problems because you are used to them, and so you see them. This knowledge is already within you, so you immediately notice them. But why do you notice them specifically? Why are these the things you see? That's what you should ask yourself. Why? What else is happening here? Why do I see exactly this? So much is happening here after all, yet I see exactly what I see. Because historically, throughout life, your attention was directed there constantly, and you got used to it, so you slip into this cycle. As soon as you see that your life right now is just a pile of thoughts, which you've been focusing your attention on for so many years, as soon as you see this, you will let them go. Just be present and they will all go away. Form new thoughts, any you like. Form your perception of both yourself and the world. I will tell you now. What I used to do is, wait, I haven't finished the previous story. So I made these pictures, printed money like I have it, and it all started with this. Also, when I had debts, I stopped knowing that I had debts. I mean, before I changed my way of thinking, all I could think about were debts, debts, debts. And I changed it to paying salaries. I mean, I totally changed. I had no more debts. I mean, I basically stopped owing anyone. Within, people might have still believed that I owed them, but I no longer considered myself owing anyone. I was paying people salaries, and the bank too, and collectors. I had such opportunities that I paid them all salaries, not always on time. So yeah, I started changing this in me, what I knew about myself. I took my attention away from these problems, from debts, and redirected it to the fact that I'm paying salaries because I have opportunities. It's great. I just did it, and I didn't fight at all. No need to fight, just redirect your attention. By simply redirecting your attention, you should see where it is. You just need honesty and observation to do it, to see. And calmness. Calmness is key, it's crucial. Because if you are irritated, it means that's it, you can quit. Why are you irritated? Something has become very big. Your irritation or anger, or any kind of emotion similar to that, only appears at the moment when some problem becomes very big and overshadows everything. But if you are calm, you can see both whatever you perceive as a problem and everything else. In a state of calm, you can easily pass through anything. If there is something that really gets you worked up, you should learn. Be grateful to that situation and learn to bring yourself out of it into the state of calm. You shouldn't allow anything to get you worked up. And this also includes yourself. The thing that gets you worked up is your self-rejection. Accept the reality just the way it is. This is your gift. Let it stop irritating you no matter what is happening. Pay attention to the exact moment when your state changes from joy and calm to the state of anger or irritation. What caused the changes in my state? Was it a person and their words? What was it? Did money come and go? So what happened? And you find what the reason is. Well, for example, that the outcome didn't meet your expectations. After all, the expectations were unrealistic. You see this, you find this. Then you thank the reality for showing you your real self. You see, what happened, happened, and there's nothing you can change. And you're angry and irritated not because of the way things happened, but just because of your perception. This is your personal perception of what is right and what is wrong. You remember that if it rains, and 100 people are watching and perceiving it, some enjoy it, some hate it, some are angry, and so on, and their emotions are a cause of perception. It is not the rain. What happens in the world happens. It is what it is. You are angry and suffering, and all this anger is directed at yourself. And this is your shifted responsibility. Like, because it happened this way, I am now angry. This is ignorance. And you thank the situation for showing you this ignorance. And you accept it the way it is. It will free you. And in the future, when it happens, it won't affect you. And thus, when you go through all the situations in which something changes your state to anger, joy to anger and irritation, this is actually the most important thing in your life at that moment. Nothing else matters. This is because of your self-rejection. You see this and accept it the way it is, and it will free you. That's it, you will then move forward freely. It is impossible to make me worked up, to hurt me, to offend me, and so on. Impossible. I am standing still, someone is yelling at me, and I'm just observing the phenomenon of a yelling person, and it is incredibly beautiful. They are spending so much energy, and when you observe this calmly, it just doesn't bother you. Everything you observe in the state of calmness, it just then doesn't bother you. Everything you observe in the state of calmness, don't take it. But if you react to it, then it keeps living. And if you just observe it, then it starts to feel awkward and disappears. It just understands that this doesn't work, so it doesn't affect anyone. And in my own experience, everything is a single whole. All these sounds, each sound is the same. This is intelligence. Everything you think about. That's it, and nothing should hurt you. You shouldn't hurt yourself.